Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about Lindsey Graham and the new direction he is kind of striking out in. We're going to talk about Trump and possible follow ups to Trump. And we're going to talk about what is likely to play out over the next few months inside the Republican Party. Because Graham's moves, they are foreshadowing something. You know, the Republican Party is a lot like the mob. You know, you are only as good as your last envelope. And right now, Trump isn't kicking up a whole lot. He's not providing a lot of benefits to the organization. He can't fill those rallies. He can't bring in those numbers. And he probably has some criminal liability headed his way to him and his crew. So you're starting to see some of the strategic thinkers in the Republican Party start to distance themselves from him. Lindsey Graham, and I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't particularly like him, but I will not discount the fact that he's been up there for a quarter of a century. He has survived politically for a long time. He is definitely starting to distance himself in a lot of different ways, not just from Trump, but from those like Trump, because he can see what's coming down the road. Crenshaw hadn't been up there long, but he is somebody who is known for thinking long term. They're distancing themselves. They're positioning themselves to get away from Trump, from Trumpism, from the Freedom Caucus. Now, Graham, his term doesn't end until, I want to say 2027. So he's safe. He doesn't need Trump's endorsement. So he can go ahead and start making those moves. As he does it, it makes it easier for other less secure Republicans to make those same moves and start to distance themselves. Now, the other thing is they probably understand that the clones of Trump, the various governors who want to be the next Trump, they probably understand that they're not politically viable either. So they're probably not going to line up with them. And they're not politically viable for a number of reasons. One, Trumpism got defeated with Trump. It's unlikely that a copy of a copy is going to be able to pull it off, unless that copy is a lot more polished. And the governors who are seeking to emulate Trump, they're kind of not. And they're showing that. They're making a lot of the same mistakes. The other reason they may not be politically viable is because former President Trump, well, he is a petty, petty man. And this is somebody who was certainly appeared to be ready to torpedo American democracy because he lost an election. You don't think that he might torpedo somebody who he helped elevate if they were to beat him in the primary? If you're trying to be the next Trump and you don't have Trump on your side, that portion of the base that he still has a hold over, he'll swing him against them. So as you look at Graham's actions, kind of condemning some of the stuff that Trump has said, coming out on Joe Biden's side, on President Biden's side for the black woman on the Supreme Court, and you're wondering, where is it coming from? This is just him distancing himself. Whether or not he actually believes any of the stuff that he's saying, we'll never know. That's how he survived up there for as long as he did. That's how he's able to survive politically. But I would expect to see other Republicans start doing it. Other Republicans start distancing themselves, not just from Trump, but from the Trump clones and from the Freedom Caucus, from the the hardcore Trumpism havens, because I think they're starting to realize, with everything coming down the road, with his lackluster performance politically, the possible criminal liability that's coming, and the committee report coming out, they don't want to be tied to him in their own election when they're coming up for re-election, and they probably don't want that brand of right-wing ideology at the helm of the Republican Party. They were surprised by Trump the first time around. I don't think that the establishment Republicans are going to underestimate Trumpism again. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.